What's up? I'm pretty excited because tonight I'm going to talk about Silent Hill. It's Halloween season. Let's read the synopsis. Harry Mason and his daughter Cheryl are driving to their favorite vacation spot. Late that night, a figure suddenly appears from out of the darkness. Harry turns the wheel in panic, and the car careens off the road. Careen, that's a really cool word. Knocking Harry unconscious. Well, that sucks. Awakening sometime later, he realizes that Cheryl is missing, stumbling out of the wreckage. He heads towards the small town of Silent Hill. Talk about a bad fucking day. This thing appears out of the darkness, he's just driving along, and then to top it off, his daughter disappears too. Man, rough night. So let's read the prologue now, because that's fun. The resort town of Silent Hill slips into quiet desolation. Now that the peak of development and growth has passed by, the memories of a tragic fire 7 years ago still haunt the townsfolk. And with the tourist season long past, there is hardly a shadow stirring. Fun fact, the town of Silent Hill was kind of loosely based on Centralia, Pennsylvania. I grew up not too far from there, and that town is smoldering from a fire underground, and they had to evacuate everybody, so it's kind of cool. Harry Mason prefers to take late vacations with his daughter Cheryl. This year they've made plans to visit Silent Hill. Sounds nice. Due to car trouble, they reach the outskirts of the town late at night. Cheryl is sleeping in the back seat as a motorcycle cop roars past his truck. Wonder why. Moments later, Harry spots a motorcycle dumped on the shoulder. That's not good. There is no one to be seen. It paints an ominous picture. Suddenly a shadow appears in front of the car. Harry turns the wheel in panic. The car slides off the edge of the road and into a gully. Harry eventually regains consciousness. Cheryl is nowhere to be seen. It is unusually cold. Snow is falling out of season. Where has Cheryl disappeared to? Harry walks toward the town he sees in the distance. Game objective: find Harry's missing daughter Cheryl. Simple enough. Alright, let's read the characters. Here we got Harry Mason, age 32. He's a writer and a protagonist. Here's his backstory. Losing his wife to disease has left a shadow over his soul. His daughter is the only bright spot in his life. He goes to Silent Hill to go on vacation with his daughter, to be mired in bizarre events. That was the beginning of this tale, or was it predetermined somehow? That's the truth that Harry has yet to discover. Cheryl Mason, age 7, Harry's daughter. She lost her mother at a young age and lives with her father, a gentle, normal child. She goes on vacation with her father to Silent Hill. However, an unimaginable event is waiting to unfold. Sybil Bennett, I like her. She's a police officer, age 22. Man, she's kind of young. I thought she was older. She is an officer that patrols near Silent Hill. A sudden call calls her to investigate Silent Hill. She is faithful to her duties and investigates Silent Hill on her own. Yeah, she's a good character. Harry meets up with her. She helps him out on a few things, and they work well together. Lessa is a girl. Harry runs across this mysterious girl several times. Who or what is she? And that's all the reading I'm going to do. Yeah. And then there's this really bad cult leader, I think, named, Claudia Gillespie. This game was on PlayStation 1, so the graphics kind of suck. Which is unfortunate, because I think if they had just waited a couple years, I think it came out in 99, so if they had just waited like 2 years later, it would have made it to the PS2, and then the graphics would have been definitely a little bit better, and the story was really deserving of halfway decent graphics. But the developers kind of worked around that. They have a lot of fog in the game because of the graphic limitations. You can't see far off the distance details, so to get around that, you just had fog, where like you couldn't see in the distance to begin with, and that kind of was how they worked around the limitations of graphics for PS1. Because in a game like this, you want like a certain level, as you want to be in the environment, you want to feel the surrealism, and graphic limitations really are kind of the big drawback with this game, because it was released on a PS1. The story is great. Likable character. looking for a missing daughter. Harry, deceased wife of a disease. Was it disease? Yeah, I think it was a disease. Let me double check. Wow, it's funny how you just miss stuff. Yeah, disease. Unspecified, but disease. Good game. Really good game. It's epic. It was groundbreaking. Relies a lot on the atmosphere. And it came shortly after Resident Evil, whereas Resident Evil you're playing like I think a lot as like what's his name? That dude from Raccoon City that was a rookie cop, Neil or whatever his name was. But he was trained in combat, so he was a little bit more of a badass. He had this particular skill set. In this, you're just a normal guy named Harry, and that changed the dynamic a bit. He comes across a handgun, but he's not great at aiming the gun. A lot of the game, some of the game, you're just stabbing creatures with a knife or beating it with like a board, which is actually pretty badass. Like being one of those creatures like a board or like a steel pipe. That's actually kind of more fun than shooting a creature. Yeah, so good game. I wanted to talk about it because I haven't played it in a long time, but yeah, it's a really fun game to play. Other characters that aren't mentioned here, but they should be. Lisa Garland is a nurse you've run across a few times. She has a pretty cool death scene too. It's actually really effectively done, and it's sad. So for a video game, that's pretty impressive. I think she just kind of succumbs to disease or whatever and starts like bleeding, and like the way they do it in the music, it's all like really sad, and it's actually a really effective scene, which you don't expect from a video game. And then there's this doctor named Charlie Kaufman who's like kind of losing it a bit for obvious reasons. Yeah, very good game. Really gets you into the atmosphere. Gets that creepy vibe going. And I recommend if you've never played it, you play this game because it's really, really cool. Do I have anything else I want to say? Not sure I do. I will be going over the other 4 games because there's Silent Hill, there's Silent Hill 2, there's Silent Hill 3, there's Silent Hill 4 The Room, and then there's Silent Hill Origins, which was the last one that came out on PS2. And once I got above that system, like the super fancy PS3, I just stopped playing. Yeah, this game set a precedent. It was a lot of fun to play. I think he gets his... I'm going to give away spoilers, obviously, but I think he gets his daughter back in the end. Shit, I don't even remember. Yeah, because that girl, Lessa, kind of looked like her. It was like with the cult. He's got to get his daughter back, right? That would really suck if you didn't. Think he did. Think he gets the daughter back. Sybil, the cop, definitely... She dies. I forget how, though. But she definitely dies somehow. The doctor dies somehow. Everyone dies. Except he finds his daughter somehow. Wow, I'm losing my recollection of this game because it's been so long. I don't know. I haven't played it. There's gotta be something else I can ramble around for like another minute while this harp does its thing, which is actually from the game. Nah, maybe there's nothing. Yeah, we're ended there. Really good game. A lot of fun to play. Silent Hill. Great game.